Imagine waking up to the click-clack of stilettos piercing your freshly stained dock at dawn, only to find your HOA president screeching about your illegal boat destroying the community lake, while she's the one illegally stomping on your private property. That's exactly how my day started, with Karen Hargrove jabbing her manicured finger at my prized 1985 Sea Ray like it was a national threat, her voice echoing across the water like a bad alarm clock. Little did she know that community lake she was ranting about. Every ripple, every fish, every damn drop belonged to me, and her power trip was about to drown in her own hypocrisy. I'm Alex Harlan, 54, a former Navy logistics specialist who traded sea storms for mountain calm after 28 years of service. My Aunt Evelyn left me this cozy cabin on what I assumed was a shared lake in the Colorado Rockies. Nothing extravagant, just a two-bedroom retreat with a kitchen straight out of the 80s and a view that could make you forget every deployment nightmare. The lake, a perfect oval of 52 acres, was ringed by 14 homes, all owned by folks chasing that elusive quiet life. Or so I thought, until Karen Hargrove slithered into the neighborhood like a shark in a koi pond. Karen, 50, drove a gleaming silver Mercedes, flash teeth whiter than fresh snow, and peddled luxury condos for a living. Married to some mid-level bureaucrat named Victor who dreamed of mayor's office glory, she waltzed in 4 houses away and snagged the HOA presidency faster than you could say, conflict of interest. Nobody else wanted the gig. Who would, with its endless rules about fence heights and paint shades? But Karen? She thrived on it, turning our peaceful enclave into her personal fiefdom. My first encounter should have been a warning siren. I was tinkering with my boat's engine, the Sea Ray I'd salvaged from a junkyard and reborn with sweat and spare parts, when she tottered down in heels that screamed, "City girl lost in the woods." "Oh, you're the Navy vet," she cooed, her smile as fake as her highlights. "We do appreciate our heroes, but surely you understand we uphold certain expectations here." Expectations. Yeah, like her expecting everyone to bow to her invisible crown. The boat obsessed her from day one. Too flashy, she claimed. Too noisy. Clashed with her vision of a serene waterfront utopia. Never mind the neighbor 2 docks over with a speedboat that roared like a chainsaw symphony every weekend. Or Victor's pair of jet skis that looked like they belonged in a bad action movie. No, my classic cruiser was the villain in Karen's scripted drama. Her perfume, some cloying floral balm that cost more than my monthly utilities, hung in the air like a territorial marker, clashing with the earthy pine and lake musk. It was like she'd declared war on nature itself. That initial violation notice landed like a grenade in my mailbox. Stark white envelope, HOA seal gleaming like a badge of bogus authority. Oversized watercraft violates Aesthetic Covenant 15.3c. $250 daily fine until compliance. Legal jargon piled high, designed to scare the uninformed into submission. But Navy training? It drilled patience into me. Observe, assess, counter. Instead of firing back, I sipped my black coffee and wondered. Who was this self-appointed queen, and what skeletons rattled in her perfectly manicured closet? Because if logistics taught me anything, it's that supply lines, or in this case information chains, win wars. Karen cranked the pressure dial to 11 just days later, summoning an urgent HOA meeting at 1 p.m. on a Thursday. Prime time for excluding anyone with a real job. Power move 101, rig the room, own the story. I showed anyway, armed with a battered notebook from my deployment days and a travel mug of Joe that smelled worlds better than the chemical haze in her McMansion living room. Her place was a sterile shrine to excess. Beige everything, crystal vases that dared you to breathe near them, and Victor hovering like a shadow puppet. She'd rounded up her cronies, for retirees who bobbed heads like dashboard dogs, and launched into her tirade. "Fellow residents," she intoned, flipping open her tablet like a TV lawyer unveiling evidence. "This eyesore threatens our harmonious haven." Cue the slideshow. My Sea Ray photoshopped from angles that made it loom like a battleship invading a kiddie pool. Low shots for menace, wide lenses for exaggeration. She'd put more effort into this than most folks do their taxes. Mr. Harlan's monstrosity exceeds guidelines, endangers navigation, and shatters our tranquility with its infernal rumbling. She spat monstrosity like it personally offended her ancestors. I jotted notes silently, every absurd claim catalogued. My old CO's wisdom echoed, when the enemy overextends, let M, then yank the rug. Her performance wrapped, I raised a hand, voice steady as a compass. Impressive visuals, Mrs. Hargrove. But could you point me to the exact size limits in the covenants? I've combed them, nothing specific. I leafed through my annotated copy, tabs color-coded like mission briefs. Her eyes narrowed, that plastic smile cracking. It's implicit in the harmony clause, obviously. Implicit, right, like her bias against outsiders like me. And Victor's jet skis? Their combo length matches mine. Fair enforcement, right? Victor choked on his water, face turning beet red. But I'd done my recon. A quick county records dive revealed Victor's unpermitted gazebo extension. A code violation begging for fines. Funny thing from the permit office this morning, I added casually. No filings for that add-on. Municipal headache. Huh. Karen's jaw worked like a fish on dry land. This is outrageous. You're prying into private matters. Just mirroring your diligence on standards, I replied mildly. The door creaked open then, admitting Gladys Monroe, 76, a retired librarian with a wit sharper than her knitting needles. Pardon the tardiness, she huffed, bearing a tray of fresh oatmeal cookies that shamed Karen's store-bought wafers. I was out admiring Alex's boat. Timeless craftsmanship, unlike some modern junk. Then, in a stage whisper that carried to the back, Evelyn kept stacks of old deeds downstairs. Water rights, boundaries, juicy stuff, worth a peek. Karen's flicker of alarm? Priceless, like spotting a tell in high-stakes poker. That meeting crystallized HOA absurdities. Rules twisted like pretzels to suit the enforcer, all under the guise of community good. Karen adjourned sputtering promises of further review. But the storm clouds gathered. Walking back, ozone thick in the air from incoming rain, I sensed her slideshow was mere prelude to thunder. Karen didn't take kindly to exposure. Bullies never do when their facade cracks. She upped the ante, deploying municipal minions like chess pieces. A county inspector rolled up mid-morning, badge gleaming, face etched with the exhaustion of refereeing neighbor feuds. Anonymous report on dock hazards, he muttered, avoiding eye contact. Anonymous? Please. Karen's Mercedes idled curbside, her outline visible like a bad stakeout. He poked and prodded for hours, the sun baking the dock's teak to release that warm, woody aroma I loved. Verdict? Solid build. Overbuilt, even. Complainants off base, probably personal beef. Post-inspection, an envelope slapped my door. A petition from concerned citizens demanding my boat's banishment. Signed by Karen's clique in looping script. The language dripped prejudice. Transient veteran introducing instability to our stable enclave. Transient? I'd served longer than her marriage. Phones lit up. Gladys first. She's whispering you're unhinged. Navy PTSD making you a loose cannon. Boat's your crutch, she says. Then Tom Riley, the electrician next door. Karen grilled me on your erratic behavior. Felt like an interrogation. I hit the records that night, beer in hand, porch swing creaking. Victor funneled HOA dues to his cousin's paving firm. $22K in urgent repairs that vanished like smoke. Karen's realty gig? 3 complaints for shady dealings, skating by on technicalities. Tom dropped by dusk, beers in tow, face grim as a thunderhead. She swung by my garage, wanted dirt on your dock, offered cash for a flawed report when I said it's pristine. The lake's evening chorus, waves slapping, distant motors, mocked her poison. And she's sniffing round Evelyn's history. Boundaries, writes, got twitchy when I mentioned her secrecy. Decision time. If Karen dug, I'd excavate. Evelyn's basement beckoned, promising intel to flip this farce. Dawn brought pine-scented rain, and with it, escalation 3. A fat legal missive via courier, reeking of desperation. Intent to sue blared the header, courtesy of attorney Elias Crow, demanding boat eviction, $7,500 in damages, and a vow to cap my crafts at rowboat size. Reading it porchside, my phone buzzed. My son Jake, fresh from grad school. Dad, what fresh hell? Victor's wife DM'd me on LinkedIn, fretting your transition struggles. Creepy as hell. Line crossed. Mess with me? Fine. Family? War. Jake arrived with pizza and laptop, eyes blazing. We commandeered the table, aromas of pepperoni clashing with musty docks. Karen's got form, he revealed, spreadsheet glowing. For hoods, always hounding loners who buck her vibe. Basement hall? Goldmine. Boxes of Evelyn's archives, from 60s onward. Surveys, deeds, lawyer letters. The jackpot? A folder labeled Lake Consolidation 1964 to 1981. Evelyn hadn't just nabbed shorefront. She'd scooped the whole damn lake post-developer flop. Parcel by parcel, she'd claimed bed, water, rights. Exclusive dominion over aqueous domain. The legalese crowed. Neighbors? Shore to high water only, no aquatic claims. Jake's grin split wide. She's clueless, Dad. I phoned Marissa Lopez, Gladys's suggested land attorney. Razor smart, battle-tested. This is dynamite, she chuckled. Karen's barking up a tree she doesn't own. Texts buzzed. Karen soliciting dock bids. Eyeing expansions onto my water. Ignorance? Blissful and about to burst. Karen's mask slipped further. Her community guardian, act crumbling into petty vendetta. She rallied her echo chamber for solidarity sessions. But whispers spread. Her selective enforcement. Victor's shady deals. I stayed mum, letting her rope lengthen. A friendly visit from her minion, realtor pal Nina. Karen offers truce. $6,000 to relocate your boat. NDA included. Bribe? Cute. Pass, I said. Nina's whisper. She says challenging authority bites back. Threat noted, extortion territory. Monday, state eco-inspector. Tipped on fuel leaks. Anonymous again. Inspector Lena Voss, no-nonsense pro, sampled rigorously. Spotless setup. False flag. Pure spite. Report filed. Another nail in Karen's coffin. Tom's update. Victor's blueprints for Megadoc. Encroaching my turf. Permits faked. Gladys's scoop. Karen bribing experts for hazard claims. Pattern emerged. Harassment to fraud to bribery. Millions in water worth. All because no bruised her ego. Tuesday dawn sharp. Lake mirroring peaks. Karen's tribunal loomed, her grand unmasking stage. The community hall thrummed like a powder keg. Karen set up a farce of justice. Stenographer, lights, seats for a circus. She'd invited Paul's, Mayor Hopeful Victor's buddies, and reporter Dana Klein for her triumph. Crowd swelled. Tom's crew, Gladys's squad, Jake's online buzz drew 50+. I entered with Marissa, Lena, and surveyor Raoul legal swat. Karen beamed, queen on throne. Mr. Harlan, welcome to accountability. Her spiel. Standards, shared bliss threatened by my behemoth. Crow presented. Slides of doom, demanding purge, fines, bans. Audience fidgeted, witch hunt vibes. My stand calm nod to VIPs. Before boats, lake facts. Marissa unveiled docks. Alex owns it all, bed, water, rights. Inherited dominion. Silence deafened. Karen blanched. Lies. Shared forever. By Evelyn's courtesy, Lena snapped. Revocable. Crow's face. Career crypt. I laid it bare. Your threats? Trespass on my dock. Over my lake. Pauls leaned in. Community impact? One asked. Could bar all access now. But won't. Good neighbors don't hoard. Gasps, then relief. Karen's empire crumbled, camera rolling. She quit next day, house listed. Gladys took presidency. Humanity over hoops. Evelyn Harlan Conservation Trust launched. Funding eco-kids. Vet boat bashes boomed, raising funds. Marissa's clinics empowered owners statewide. Dana's series? Award winner, lake case study. Months on, Jake called. Karen's new HOA bid? Shot down, news traveled. Loons sang, barbecues wafted. Justice? Building beauty from bullies' ashes. But tell me, was Karen the real victim of outdated rules? Or did her power hunger make her the monster we all cheered against?